I'm muted. There we go. Welcome to the Scars and Spikes YouTube channel. Sydney and Tyler with you. Today is the day. It is MLS Cup 2024 between LA Galaxy and the New York Red Bulls in Carson, California. We'll be with you over the next couple hours, 2.5, 3 hours or so, depending on how this goes, and take you from start to finish of MLS Cup. First off, Tyler, how are you feeling about today? It's a big day. We got MLS Cup. We got the SEC championship game going on right around the same time. We got the Big Ten championship going on. All this other stuff around college football. But how are you feeling about the Big Ten? Or I'm sorry, the MLS Cup. How are you feeling about MLS Cup?
I mean, I'm excited. I think you kind of always have. You look at it with that bit of potential.
Yeah.
That the quote unquote underdog can come in and do something special. The Red Bulls are the underdog. If anybody tells you otherwise,
right.
I don't know what they're thinking. But the Galaxy, even without Ricky Pooch, they are a incredibly strong team.
Mm.
They are a team that deserves to be where they're at. But you can't count out the Red Bulls.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm excited. I mean, I'm sticking to what I said. I think Galaxy takes it. I think it's going to be 3-1, but it's MLS, so you never know. You never know.
Yeah, it's a parity league, as we say all the time. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. That's the big story, right, is the injury to Gabriel Peck, or not Gabriel Peck, Ricky Pooch in the Western Conference Finals. Unfortunate for them, but he was still able to play 30 minutes on really one leg, and that's impressive. So that's obviously the storyline dominating proceedings. But yeah, as you said, it's anyone's game and anything could happen in this league. So let's take you through the starting 11 for both teams. We'll start with the home team, Tyler. The LA Galaxy looking for their 6th MLS Cup. No big surprises. Jovic leading the line as always. Gabriel Peck, who will be keeping a very, very close eye on. Some changes, obviously, in the midfield with Pooch unavailable. But other than that, I don't think there are any big surprises taking a look at this lineup. We do see Marco Royce. He is available for selection tonight. There's some question whether or not he would be able to play due to some injury issues of his own, but looks like he is available, so we'll see when he gets in. And of course, here are New York Red Bulls starting 11. No big surprises there. Keep an eye, of course, on Emil Forsberg. He's been having a terrific playoffs, terrific season. Carlos Coronel between the sticks for the Red Bulls has been having phenomenal playoffs. Lewis Morgan, we know what he can do, leading the line for the Red Bulls. And just a lot of players that Red Bulls will be keeping an eye on, or LA Galaxy need to be keeping an eye on as we proceed throughout this MLS Cup championship game. But yeah, like you said, it's gonna be a pretty intense matchup. Galaxy, as we said, they were a really bad team last year. We kind of talked about that previously, just the struggles that they've been through, how this team has just turned their fortunes around, Tyler, just one season. And by the way, for those of you who are not regular viewers of the channel, we know we cover Atlanta United from start to finish. So kind of hoping sort of that magic that rubbed off on the Galaxy in the 2024 offseason kind of rubs off on Atlanta United. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's a lot there, but you go back to the lineups, and that lineup for the Galaxy goes to that point exactly. I mean, you look at how much they struggled last year, and then you look at what the one off season did. I mean, and we can talk about the summer, but really it was that winter, this past winter off season, that did so much for the LA Galaxy. Ricky Pooch was already there, but Ricky Pooch didn't have what he needed around him to really make this team what it needed to be. Yeah. So then you have such a strong offseason. You go into this year, and from the get-go, you're looking pretty solid. And like I said a minute ago, the team is where they need to be. They deserve to be in MLS Cup. We've talked about it even before the playoffs got here. We had talked about how they are, with Columbus, probably the most deserving teams that needed to be in the final. Inter Miami was always going to be a shout. We know that, but Atlanta had something to say about them. But no, I mean, it's a good story, and it's also, like you said, it's a good reminder to fans that but an MLS team can change drastically
Yeah.
in just 2 months.
Yeah. All it takes
Atlanta
is
hopes. Yeah, all it takes is one window, and that's it. So,
and we're kind of watching the proceedings from Carson, California now. It's on MLS Season Pass, of course. It's also on Fox Support Test. So if you're watching, it's absolutely free to watch. You do not need MLS Season Pass to watch MLS Cup. You can watch it on Apple TV. You can watch it on linear TV on Fox as well. So yeah, we're looking forward to a good match tonight in Carson, California. By the way, a little housekeeping. 4:10 kickoff. 4:10 kickoff is the actual kickoff time from Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. So you have some time to kill, and let's kind of introduce you to us. Scarves and Spikes. We cover Atlanta United. So hit subscribe. Go to scarvesandspikes.com. You can find us on social. We're on X, Threads, Blue Sky. We're on Instagram. We're all over the place. So all the links to that will be on our website, scarvesandspikes.com. Also a link to our store. Also a link to our Patreon. A lot of ways you can keep in touch with us. If you're not a regular viewer of this channel, we do the MLS Monday stream every Monday. We do our regular Atlanta United stream every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. and talk about all things Atlanta United. Of course, this will be a busy off season for Atlanta. So hopefully you watch, hopefully you subscribe and like. That helps us immensely as we look to expand and bring you the best team specific, not just Atlanta United, the best team specific content available on the internet right now.
absolutely, and that's the thing.
In person,
we have expanded a lot, and 2024 has been a big year for what we're doing. It's been a lot of fun, and we're really, really blessed in the fact that we can, like, we're always going to be an Atlanta United website podcast, but we're lucky in that U.S. Soccer is coming to Atlanta. The headquarters is coming here. That's a big deal. You have, like last year, Tommy and I were able to go to MLS Cup and cover that for the website before the website even became like what it was.
Yeah.
And you were doing one of these, I think, last year for MLS
I
Cup
was.
at home. So, and we have, Henry Higuita, Jackson, Popkin, Greg Gowder. Like, we have guys that are, helping out, doing their thing, super talented in their own right. So, but yeah, we're just trying to bring, we love the game, love MLS. And the MLS Monday thing was kind of something that came up near the end of the season that we're excited to go into next year with. It's just fun, it's fun. So we're trying to bring you guys as much content as we possibly can.
No,
but we're not going to lose sight of Atlanta.
No, absolutely. Yeah, and as I said already, it's going to be a really busy off season for Atlanta United, so we'll be there to cover it all from start to finish. New head coach, new general manager, new players. It's going to be insane stuff for Atlanta United. So, yeah, we'll be there to cover it, and should be a lot of fun doing so. So about 25 minutes till kickoff. Again, actual kickoff time is 4:10. So we'll be reading your comments throughout the night as we go along. Emilio, friend of the show, says Red Bull style is always going to be neutralizer. So we'll see how the Red Bulls or LA Galaxy kind of cope with that throughout the afternoon.
So
go ahead.
I got something about that. So right before we got on, I had the audio on the Apple broadcast, and they were talking about how hot it is there. And I just took a peek. It is 74 in Carson, California.
That's not hot.
Right, it's not hot. It's not. That's actually beautiful soccer playing weather. But I think the implication
I will add real quick, the on-field temperature is probably a lot warmer. So
yeah. You also have to take into consideration, like, at nighttime, it's getting down in the 40s. Like this, it's always, I think, better to play in like mid 60s. Like that's low 60s, mid 60s to me is like perfect.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, like, it's not like they're playing in 95-degree weather where they're going to have to be taking hydration breaks, things like that. I don't know that, because I think Kayla and Kyle mentioned it.
Yeah.
One of them mentioned that, it could slow down the Red Bulls a little bit. I don't know that it's that big of a factor. I don't think it is. And I think, this is not Red Bulls of 2018 when Atlanta was, Thank you, Tommy. When Atlanta was really like, dealing with like that super high pressing, like really frustrating Red Bull style. They still have that. They still do it, but they're playing smarter. I think I said it on MLS Monday. Like they're playing a little more like of a refined Red Bull style, which is good. They and it helps them in situations like this. Like no matter what the temperature is out there, you have to conserve your energy. It's been a long season, and you're going up against the best team in the league.
Right.
So don't know how much of a factor it is, but to Emilia's point, they're frustrating. It doesn't matter what team you are. Red Bulls are frustrating to play against.
Yeah, they are.
And now without Ricky Pooch, who's that guy that can, as Atlanta fans would look at like an Almada who could dribble in and out and really break pressure by himself. Not to say they don't have a talented group of guys, but I think it does put a little bit of a wrench in the plan, just in the sense that you just don't have that one player that you can consistently rely on to break multiple lines at one time. Now you'll have Gabriel Peck out wide. You'll have Joseph Paintel out wide. And, they're going to play out to them. They're going to play over the top, let them get, on the ball, use their speed a little bit. And that's going to throw Red Bulls a little bit. But if you allow Red Bulls to settle into this game and you allow them to play anything related to their style, it's just going to frustrate LA Galaxy.
That's what they do. They're like you said, they're very frustrating, and maybe their style of play has changed under Sandro Schwartz since he came in. I know, kind of like that energy drink soccer has been their mantra for years, especially under Jesse Marsh during his time there, to Chris Armas during Chris Armas' time there to some extent. So maybe that's kind of changed a little bit. Maybe they're a little bit more lethal in the attack. They don't really depend on 1-0 wins like they used to. But this is a team that can hurt you off on the attack. We mentioned Forsberg, we mentioned Lewis Morgan, but then again, kind of I don't want to see the X factor, but kind of one of the players that has been really good for them. And he's always been one of the top, better, most underrated keepers in MLS is Carlos Coronel. And the way he's played this offseason has been phenomenal. So we'll see what he can do. We'll see if he can carry on that form that he's enjoyed throughout this postseason, because he's been in top form. He's been their top player, arguably, this postseason. So we'll see what happens with him. And again, if things can carry on throughout the postseason. Of course, we already mentioned what will the Galaxy do without Ricky Pooch. He is their talisman of the midfield. He is their player that makes things happen. And it's not to say that they can't get things going in the attack without him, but he really is, Tyler, for my money, one of the best pure passers in MLS, one of the best playmakers in MLS. Just the way he plays, the way he breaks those lines, like you said, and they're showing him right now on the Apple TV broadcast. Just unfortunate, again, that he won't be able to play. I know in his mind he's wishing, gosh, I wish I were out there playing. And, of course, Galaxy wish you were out there playing too. So that's the number one thing that they'll have to cope with. How do they manage his absence? Can they cope with his absence? And again, not to say they can't score without him or get by without him, but that'll be obviously the number one thing to watch. Abe, good to see you, man.
What's going on, Abe?
929. Great to have you along. I'm ready to go myself.
So a couple things, running it back to Carlos Coronel, and I said it on MLS Monday, but if the Red Bulls have a true shot at this game, it's going to be because Carlos Coronel continued the same run that he's had in these playoffs. He has, just like Brad Guzan was the reason that Atlanta United made it into the playoffs in the first place. We've gone through the numbers, like the stats, everything else. They did what they needed to do to make it in the playoffs. A lot of that comes down to Brad Guzan. And then, of course, we all saw what he did in the playoffs. Carlos Coronel has done the same thing for the Red Bulls. Maybe not to the same like legendary extent that Brad Guzan did it, but I mean, you look at Red Bulls as a team, they don't score tons of goals. They're not out there, banging in 2 or 3 in a game. That's just not who they are. They're going to frustrate you. They're going to try to hit on a counter occasionally. They're going to press high, make you turn the ball over. And that's fine. That's what they've done. That's what Schwartz wants them to do. And it's like you said earlier, that's that energy drink kind of soccer. But LA Galaxy is a pure goal scoring team. They're going to get shots. They're going to get chances. They're going to make things happen. And at the end of the day, Carlos Cornell is going to be tested, and he's going to have to stand on his head to give Red Bulls an opportunity in this one.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. About 8 minutes till kickoff. So a little ways out. But we're getting closer and closer to kickoff time. I'm glad it's not kicking off at like 4:20 or 4:25, whatever. So I guess that's good news. So we don't have to wait too much longer for this game to get underway. It's kind of weird how is his schedule. I mean, I already mentioned you have the SEC championship game that is kicking off in a moment, so that definitely
a lot of sports going on today.
A lot of sports going on. I had the Big 12 championship going on earlier. Have SEC going on, ACC going on today as well. Have Big 10 happening tonight after this match. Tommy's there, our co-host, is down there or up there in Indianapolis. So it's a lot going on. A lot of football, American football, but the other football going on in Carson right now, Carson, California.
Yeah, and Tommy, shout out. He got to dip out of a wedding today to make it to something that's more important. No, he's having fun, but yeah, it's a busy day, and we can always have the conversation about what MLS is going to have to compete with. Like, we had that conversation about having MLS's day be on Friday. I think I actually had it with soccer down here with the guys, with John and all them.
Mm-hmm. It's Landon Donovan.
Yeah. But, going into next season, and we heard the comments from Don Garber yesterday, some things will change. Some things are going to have to change just by necessity. I mean, next year you have the FIFA Club World Cup, which, by the way, Atlanta's getting six games. Yeah. I'm sure y'all have all seen the news. We got an article up on Scarves and Spikes. But you're going to have a little bit of a break then, and they're still trying to do Leagues Cup, and then you're trying to put more teams back into the Open Cup. Like, things are going to get real congested, really, really congested this coming year. So it'll be kind of curious to see where each team kind of puts their emphasis, what teams really focus on what, because unless you start changing rules, which Don Gruber also said probably wasn't really going to happen, you have to put a bit more importance on certain cups, certain trophies. It's hard to balance all this. It really is. But MLS needs their day. And like today, you're competing with so much in terms of viewership, and that's fine. You have to. You just kind of have to pick the lesser of the evils. It still needs to be on a Saturday, right? Like Saturday's going to be your day where you're going to get the viewership and all that. But going into the regular season next year, one of the things that I talked about with John on Soccer Down Here was, maybe once a month, the opener, and then once a month or something, have your Friday night kind of as your MLS day. Make it like a big event. Make it like what college football does. Make it like what NFL does. Have fun with it, because that's how MLS is going to start growing their own identity outside of the fans that are kind of already involved in it.
Yeah, I'll kind of jump in here because according to a report in The Athletic that came out from Paul Tenorio yesterday, MLS is actually thinking about, as we see Don Garber shaking the hands of the teams right now. They're actually considering, according to Paul Tenorio's report, a game of the week in 2025. Apple is considered a game of the week in 2025. And to quote Paul Tenorio, with marquee game to be played on Sundays, sort of modeled after their Friday Night Baseball series, their broadcasting they have going on Apple TV. So that seems to be the path that they're considering, sort of going to your point, talking about one of those nights that MLS needs to own. Now, the big question is how that work during baseball season, Sunday Night Baseball, of course, is a thing and how will that work? Will that be in the afternoon? Once we hit the fall, how that compete with the NFL? So I'm sure there are obviously some hoops to jump through, some specifics that MLS and Apple need to figure out. So we'll see what happens. I would be interested in that. I think that would be a great move, a great first step for MLS to take. And also along those lines, talking about the kickoff times, I know that's been the big sticking point among fans. Lewis Morgan from the Red Bulls has mentioned, I wish the times were staggered. So he's kind of campaigned for that. It's a little bit different here in the U.S. because it's such a broad country. North America is such a big continent. So I feel like you aren't as able to do staggered kickoff like you do in the UK, which is just such a small country and there's not the multiple time zones. I wonder what that will look like for MLS if they do decide to adopt that format. Don Garra said, you know what, we have too many times as it was before the Apple deal, so they kind of unified that. But I'm sure a lot of his conversations with the players have been, okay, how can we stagger out these times a little bit more just to capitalize on the product? So maybe 2026 after the World Cup, those conversations between the league and the Players Association will continue. Conversations about fixture congestion, how many matches teams are playing in the specific year. He kind of talked about that too. Garber said it's going to be impossible for teams to be able to compete for every single trophy. So 2026 will be that massive inflection point with the World Cup coming into North America. I'm sure there'll be massive changes to the product, or maybe more subtle changes to the product just to improve it, just to make sure that fans are able to watch, able to experience the league. As many fans as possible are able to experience the league. So
I think also though you have to. I think right now MLS kind of puts all their eggs in like the Saturday night basket, and I think that's kind of shooting themselves in the foot. And not to we're about to have kickoff in a second. Not to get too off the rails, but I think you have San Diego coming in this year, this offseason, and you're going to have 30 teams in MLS.
Yeah.
You have enough teams in this league now to where you can stagger things on a Saturday, starting at like a 2:00, let's say 4:00, 6:00, 8:00, whatever. You have 7 games on one day, and then on Sunday you stagger them again and do 8 games. That whatever math you want to do, but you could catch the people who maybe they're watching college football on Saturday, or they're watching NFL on Sunday, or whatever. They may not be able to get in at all on any of the games on a Saturday night, college football. But if you stagger them out, at least you can capture some of that audience at other points during the weekend. So you're not literally putting all your eggs in one basket. Tommy, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Tommy?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Just 4.5 hour drive to Indianapolis, and just got our room and about to head down. The tickets to this game got so cheap because Ohio State got knocked out.
Yeah.
Like we're sitting 5th row for like $70 a ticket.
Yeah.
So and all you could drink and all you could eat for $9.
Oh, nice. Look at
Dang.
you. Good stuff.
And then we stopped at the Adidas store on the way. There's an Adidas outlet. Messy jerseys everywhere.
I'm sure.
Who?
Yeah.
They got
shoes for super cheap.
Oh, that's nice. That's good St. Patrick's Day shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or the game I'm going to. Either one. It's great.
Yeah. Real quick, one change to Red Bull's lineup. Andres Reyes is out of the 11. He picked up a knock, I assume, before kickoff. So he was originally still to start. So he is now out of the lineup.
That's big.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So injury concerns for the Red Bulls as well.
He's the one that got them to this game.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Trying to see who replaced Andres Reyes in the 11. So I'm going to pull that up right now, but he is unavailable now.
So while you're pulling that up, I'll hit real quick.
So it's Noah Elie. Okay. Going to play for him just real quick.
I heard you guys are talking about MLS scheduling.
Yeah.
It's December 7th or whatever day it is. And we're still talking about this. Like, we've been talking about this since the Apple deal got signed, right? We thought this was all
2
a
years
good
ago.
thing. And we've realized it's a 2-year test, right? It's a 2-year project, and it hasn't worked. They've got to change it 100%.
Yeah.
You need more eyes on this product, and we've been saying this for at least a year now.
Yeah. And, you probably heard me say, Lewis Morgan was talking about it. Look, we need to stagger these signs out a little bit more. I know it's a little bit complicated because the U.S., North America, I should say, is such a big continent. So we'll see what that conversation looks like in 2026.
It works in every other sport, right? I mean, like,
you can make it work. It's
there were Friday night games there for a long time. I remember
Yeah.
the Galaxy in Atlanta played on a Friday night at like midnight. It felt like, but I mean, you're going to get views or you're not going to get views, whether it's on Friday or Saturday, right? But you could get extra eyes if you just have some random ones on a Friday, a couple more on a Sunday. I know the Fox deal sucks, but getting games on Fox here and there can definitely help you get more eyes on it, get more eyes on Messi. But people just don't remember. Like, I've said this before, but like, some people are always like, whatever happened to MLS?
Yeah.
It went to Apple, right? And like, we've been worried about the Amazon deal, right? Amazon and the NBA are like moving forward with their deal. And we said that, but the thing is people are always going to be able to find the NBA, right?
Yeah.
No matter what happens, people are going to go. And a league that's not as popular, right? Because just what it is, let's be honest, you need to be able to promote it as much as you can. And unfortunately, while the Amazon deal might work for the NBA very well, the Apple deal, while it's great that we're able to see all the games, right? We can listen to Mike Conti, all of that. The problem is that it's only for the hardcore people, and like even the free games. Like I said,
real quick, we
I'm
match has started, but keep going on. Like 30 seconds in.
Day one score?
No one scored yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
First kick went over the touchline, so we got that going.
Maybe I'll be on here and real quick. I'm gonna leave in a minute, but if there's a goal and it just finishes 1-0, and I'm here for all the excitement.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
This game better not end 1-0.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I agree with what you're saying. I mean, and Abe even saying maybe a wraparound Monday night game if NFL hasn't started yet. I mean,
there's a lot of
spread it out as much as you can.
Intricacies need to
because that's the thing. Right now, you are behind a paywall, whether you want to admit it or not. I mean, to grow it, you're going to have to get it out there in the public's eyes more. You're going to have to start doing some stuff to where you market this thing to like bars and places like that, where they are going to pick this up and show the games just so people catch them, just by being there. Spread the days out. That's the biggest thing. Spread the days out as much as you possibly can. Spread the times out as much as you possibly can. We'll see. Don Garber doesn't take my advice, so it is what it is.
I don't think he takes anyone's advice. So there you go. All right. Well, we're gonna go eat unlimited chicken tenders and have some alcohol. And well, he's not, but
just throw him on the spot.
For $9, I was like, yeah, just get some pop, but
pop.
Yeah, that's what we call it up here. Okay.
At least maybe in the middle we call it soda.
From the hip young child, he says it's pop. I mean, he's not hip. I've never called him hip before.
It's all Coke.
The comment here, I'm just here when it means we should get announcements next week. I mean, that's the thing. Like, do they know? Are they trying to be polite here? Because we've seen in other sports where they try to be polite and not make announcements until after the season ends. I don't know if that's it, but it'd be really nice. I said it. Where did I say it? I think it was on our show on Wednesday. I'm like, at 11:59 tomorrow, are we going to get this answer? Right? Are we going to find out who's the coach?
Hasn't come yet.
Who's the general manager? Well, the season's still going, Cindy. What minute is it?
Well, I'm not talking about what you were saying.
Well, yeah, but how many minutes? Well,
Fourth minute.
But the season's still going.
So
how many minutes are left in it?
Like
86 depending.
It's a good ball over the top for the Red Bulls, but it comes to nothing.
All right, like give us who it is in like 90 minutes. Well, is Fall Out Boy the halftime show?
I don't know.
Oh, but I would if it is, I would love to see Doug's face.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will see you guys. Have a magical watch along.
Have fun. Have fun.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
I hope your
Enjoy the
people
game.
win.
Oh, me too. Go Ducks.
Go Ducks. Don't hit end stream.
Please.
Please.
Don't end the stream this time, Tommy.
Nothing's really happened. It's the fourth
No.
minute.
I mean, both of these teams they're going to settle in. They're going to take their time to
Yeah.
figure it out. The atmosphere looks off the chain, though.
Yeah, it does. A lot of white in the stands, as you might
Yeah.
imagine.
Got one Japanese flag there in the supporter section. That's cool to see.
Maya Yoshida, yeah.
Yep.
He's
Yeah,
had a
Milan.
nice long career in MLS.
Yeah, and he's been like that quiet guy that just kills it week in and week out. It's been fun to watch. Emilio saying I'm here for Messi.
Messi is
Atlanta had something to say about that.
Argentina.
MVP. I'm sorry, MVP doesn't do it for me, man.
No, it should
I
have
disagree. I disagree.
Kucha.
Yeah. At least Kucha.
Yeah. There's just a big shadow that just passed over the field. Did you see it? I'm assuming that's a plane. Yeah, like you said, the teams are just kind of feeling each other out. That shadow though, like on the near touch line, is really rough. Let's make it hard to see, a little hard to see on TV.
Not everybody can have a roof like Atlanta.
Yeah.
Did you see what they did to not announce, but to tell Messi that he won MVP?
Yeah, I did.
The academy kids out there on the on the grass.
Cool.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
I still just think it's so ridiculous that he won it, but whatever.
Yeah. I think Paintsel is down.
He's holding his kidney and his head.
Something's got to give there.
Now, this is where I get curious with referees. Like, what kind of tone are you going to set here? Because it's a final. I don't think you need to start throwing cards already. But
yeah,
also,
looks like there's not much contact there. Anyway.
That.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's not like these are two teams that have tons of history, where you have to go in and say,
yeah,
like an El Trafico or Hudson River Derby, where it's two teams that absolutely hate each other, so you might have to start throwing cards earlier. This isn't that kind of group.
Yeah, no, I agree. Guido Gonzalez, the referee, by the way.
I'm surprised it's not Armando Villarreal. He seems to referee everything nowadays.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a question for you right now, Sydney. Who's from Abe? Who's got the best title game kits?
Good question. I mean, I'd love to see him up close. I like the keeper kit that John McCarthy's wearing. The Red Bull or the Galaxy's keeper kit. So you have to go leaning toward the Galaxy, to be honest with you. What do you think?
They're too plain for me.
Well, let me take another look. They're
too plain for me. I look at kits and
they're both good. I like them both.
I think with the Galaxy, of course that's their color scheme, which I understand totally. I always look back at Atlanta United with the was it the Kings kit, the one that was like white with that bright gold lettering you couldn't see anything on, and this kind of reminds me of that. And I know it's like you can at least see the lettering on these.
Yeah.
Just not a big fan of all white kits. I like the Red Bulls kit. I like this Red Bulls kit better than some of their past ones.
Yeah.
A little more detail, a little more fun to me.
Yeah.
Keep asking the hard-hitting questions, Abe. We need them.
Abe, what's your scoreline prediction, or anyone else who wants to jump in? What's your scoreline prediction? Let us know.
Yeah. Emilio saying Red Bulls. Dan saying if Galaxy had colored shorts, but Red Bulls today for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sticking with my 3-1. Yeah, Abe right out of the Tyler Pilgrim also school of thought. That's just how I feel like it's hard to bet against the Galaxy.
Yeah, no, I agree.
What you got? I know you said it the other day, but I don't think you said it on this broadcast.
2-0. I think it's a 2-0 Galaxy.
Okay.
Here they go with this chance. Great ball in.
Ooh.
Oh, 1-0. 1-0.
That's it.
Paintsel.
All right. That's how they had to start it.
Wow.
Oh,
Offside?
is he trying to call it offside?
Offside?
I mean, that's going to be close. That's going to be close. Oh, that's going to be close.
I can't tell. I think it's offside.
Show me the replay.
No goal.
Show me the replay. Oh,
He's furious.
he is hot. Galaxy fans are celebrating like they don't care.
Oh, that's a goal. I'm confused. What's going on?
Y'all keep in mind, we're not actually listening to the broadcast. We just have it on off to the side. So, I mean, I don't know. They're celebrating. Like they're all saying, here, this will tell us right here. Beautiful sequence, though.
Yeah, it was. Great ball.
That's definitely not offside.
No, it's not.
Nothing about that's
Just
offside.
trickles in. Who played him in? Who was that? Let's see.
I'm trying to figure out what he's arguing with the shirt pulling.
Oh,
Milan, maybe. Yeah, he wanted the shirt to celebrate. That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That was
And Abe, yeah, we mentioned it. Carlos Cornell. That's the moment where he needed to stand on his head and make something happen.
Yeah.
You got to do better there for sure.
That's Brugman with the assist. Great ball. Really good ball from Grumman. That's how you set the tone, right?
Yeah, that's how you set the
early
tone.
goal
now
inside of 10
the
minutes.
game up. This game should get more entertaining now because Rebels they're going to have to chase something different.
Yeah,
and it might turn into an absolute mollywop, which is, I mean, as a neutral, I'm totally fine with.
Yeah, that's the start Galaxy needed for sure.
This is where the Red Bulls have to kind of step in and say, like, you know, we're confident in our ability to play, though. Like, they're not the same team that just doesn't want to have the ball. They can play a little bit, you know, they can play through things. They can make things happen. Of course, that right there doesn't do much to to give anything to my point. They have to have some confidence in themselves. They can't let this deject them. They can't let this completely turn their world upside down. But you're gonna have to play through now. You can't allow the Galaxy to have as much of the ball anymore.
No, definitely.
Yeah, Milan saying LA had been trying to spring that run on the last few possessions. They've definitely got something they see right through that spine that I think they've kind of marked the Red Bulls. Well, 12 minutes in and already got one goal. So I think we see, like Abe and a few others have said, I think we'll see at least 4 goals in this game.
How do you think Red Bull fans are feeling right now? Like, they've never have quite been able to get over the hump. Like,
I mean,
they've come close. Their last major trophy was in 2018, Supporter Shield.
I think it's early enough in the game to where you have to feel like there's a chance. Now, if you keep playing like what you're doing right now, then you're going to be out of it quick. And there we go.
2-0.
Crazy.
Wow. Jovic.
And again,
boy, this is a shot.
Cornell has to do better there. That's atrocious by Carlos Cornell. Like, I'm not a commentator, but I feel like I've given him the commentator's curse. Like, He had to be better.
Wow, this
Yeah.
is not good for Red Bulls. A
Nope.
dream start for the Galaxy, but nightmare for the Red Bulls.
Yeah. And they're feeling it.
Yeah.
They're feeling it. All of them.
They smell blood.
Yep. But look, it's not winning that second or third ball.
And what a
And
run by Jovic too.
beautiful run. But
Cornell does nothing. Like,
no, he
he's
just
frozen.
falls over.
He's frozen.
Red Bulls, like you win the first ball, right? And it maybe you don't pick out your spot with that header, but you win the ball. You have to remember what you just did to win that ball, because was that Gabriel Peck that lost the ball but then got up and immediately started that run again? You have to stay on top of it. You have to get back up, win the second ball, win the third ball, because it takes one pass and you've got, Jovic or Gabriel Peck or Joseph Paints on the other side, running down your throat. That's terrible. Dan saying, yeah, Red Bulls have poor defensive midfielders. That is very true. That is very true.
Yeah. I wonder how what difference Reyes would have made.
Defensively, I think he was always going to be the better one anyway. That's why he starts. But it's going to be nice. And what did I say on MLS Monday? If the Red Bulls really have a shot at this game, it's going to be because they pick apart LA Galaxy on some set pieces, because the Galaxy's been terrible on set piece defense this year. Then the match, the Eastern Conference Final, that's how they won. That one good ball by John Tolkien, and then Andres Reyes gets on the end of it. That's their strength. But look, if you're not getting into the final third, you're not going to have any dangerous set pieces to play with. So. Yeah, Abe, respect for the Pooch jersey for sure.
Yep.
The fact that he showed it, that's awesome. I know that's got to be so painful for Ricky Pooch. Maybe less painful now that they're winning 2-0, 16 minutes in, but he's like chomping at the bit to be out there playing.
No, for sure. Obviously happy that LA's up, but still you wouldn't be out there.
100%.
So did you expect this start early on?
Not 2-0 this early.
Here they come again.
But again, I expected it to be LA pretty much in control most of the game.
Yeah.
But here's the thing too, though. You have 2 solid chances and 2 goals out of it. And your guy that we pointed out before the match and this whole week really that needed to step up for the Red Bulls is just not. And that's Carlos Coronel. Yeah. Your goalkeeper has to save both of those.
Oh, absolutely. He'll want both of those back, especially the second one. Like,
that's gonna
he was
him.
bolted to the floor really for that one. And it is tough because, like we mentioned, he's had such a good postseason, and just to give the Galaxy credit, sure, but just a shocking last couple of minutes for the Galaxy or for the Red Bulls here. So I gotta say, I did not expect 2-0 this early.
No.
And
now you got a corner coming up for LA.
Yeah. Red Bulls fans are like, here we go again.
Yep. PTSD.
Hashtag that's so Metro. Great ball.
Ooh.
Can he get to it? Those days
left it out there. Okay. This is where the Red Bulls have to really, really be clinical. Like these counters. But LA doesn't have to put that many numbers forward now. They're gonna be able to rely on having, their 3 center backs and their wing backs back there to put out any fires. This is gonna be a really tough game for Red Bulls at this point. They're gonna have to try to play through. And not just rely on the counter.
No, for sure.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Abe said, imagine being a Red Bulls fan who flew all the way over there, spent money on hotels, food, tickets, all that. 15 minutes is the
Yeah.
worst trip of your life. Yeah, dude. That's miserable. It's miserable.
Paintsel's feeling it. He's
Yeah.
pumped up. It's a dangerous free kick here.
Milan, giving Cornell a little bit of a defense attorney for sure. He said, you had multiple runners on both goals. It's a nightmare for a goalkeeper. It is, but I think it became obvious early enough who was going to be taking the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, devil's advocate, I could see it, but I still think he's got to do because we've seen him do better. It would be different if we hadn't seen him stand up and in similar situations, against multiple attackers, like do what we feel like is the impossible. But he has shown he can do it.
No, for sure. Maybe they just need to get it to penalties for him to.
Yeah, give him a chance.
It's a dangerous free kick here. Ooh, that didn't miss very much.
Ooh.
Corner.
Alice saying, yeah, 2-0 in 15 minutes is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it's a dream start. I mean, that's all off was that off the woodwork too?
They can barely graze
almost 3-0.
Yeah.
Abe saying nothing he could do on the second goal. First goal snuck under him. That should be saved. Yeah, I mean, I think they should both be saved.
Yeah, but the build-up, I mean.
The build-up is awful.
Rebels have to do something more.
Obviously, but yeah.
Foul.
And how much of this do you feel is nerves for Red Bulls?
I mean, gotta be up for the game, though.
You do. I'm just looking back at that replay there. I mean,
yeah, they're showing. Yeah, they're just late to close Jovic down. I mean, he has no reason to make a run that deep into the box.
It's interesting to me, like watching that back again, how high Red Bulls had some of their midfielders. I mean, and just like that, you got the ball turned over and it's coming back the other way, and you're outnumbered.
Yeah,
it's just odd to me. I understand that they're gonna press high because we've talked about it. That's what they do, but it doesn't seem like this press has been organized at all in this match.
Here they come again.
So, quick plug. Y'all go to scarvesandspikes.com, click on the shop, go get you a beer glass. You can have one ready for next season.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Like, we put these out on the shop like, what, 8 or 9 months ago? This has been like the best beer glass I've ever owned. Like, it's just one of those, like, it's just, sometimes you get those beer glasses and like after you use it twice, like the stuff starts coming off of it and all that kind of stuff. This thing's been solid.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy it.
Speaks of the quality of the print.
Yeah, that and the coffee mug that we have on the shop. That stuff, I mean, that thing goes in the dishwasher. It shouldn't probably, but it does. And it's never had any kind of chips or none of the artwork on it has come off. So go get y'all something. Milan, don't think it's nerves. Think Los Angeles has scouted something. They're picking them apart. There's definitely something to be said about what they're seeing, like right down the spine, because both of these goals have come. Obviously, the turnover was on the Red Bulls left side, left wing.
Paintel can get
Here
to
we
this.
go again. Yeah, he's absolutely a monster when you give him space.
Poor giveaway though.
Yeah,
but they got it back.
But yeah, I mean, both of the goals have come essentially right down the middle.
Yeah,
I think it was Dan earlier that talked about Red Bulls defensive midfield has just not been up to par. And honestly, it kind of reminds me of like 2023 and 2022 Atlanta United. That was my biggest gripe about those versions of Atlanta was the defensive midfield. And then you bring in, this offseason, you get Dax McCarty, you get Bartosz Slish, and things kind of pick up a little bit, and you don't have as much to worry about there. Red Bulls are missing that kind of player, especially in this game.
Yeah. So the Galaxy have scored the most goals in the single postseason in MLS history. So the 2 goals that they scored gave them the record. Shows how lethal though their attack is.
Yeah, they deserve it. I mean,
yeah,
they've been an all around really good team all year.
Mm-hmm. So Emilio asking about significant injuries for the Red Bulls. So we mentioned Reyes was in the 11, but he fell ill before the match, so he was replaced by Noah Elie.
Yeah.
So that's the only, obviously not an injury, but that's the only big player of consequence missing for the Red Bulls. So.
Yep. I'm trying to see.
It's pretty unfortunate though. Like that close to the game, it could be sick.
FOTMob is not cooperating with me. I was trying to look at something real quick to answer that question.
Yeah.
Man, they're just knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay. So Emilio had asked how often this year have Red Bulls scored 2 goals in a game? And Alice talking about that chance. Good chance there. Let's go back real quick. So you have they won against New York City 2-0. You had, let's see, that was 2-2 in pins.
Offside, LA.
They drew, obviously, Atlanta 2-2. They whooped Toronto 4-1 on October 2nd. They scored 2 against Columbus on October 19th and still lost 3-2.
Yeah.
You had a draw, 2-2 draw against Montreal, 3-0 win against Toronto. They just hated Toronto this year.
Yeah.
2-2 draw against DC, 2-2 draw against Montreal, 3-1 against Cincy. They won. About a handful. 2-2 against LAFC. I forgot about that one. 6-2 against Inter Miami. 4-2 win against New England. 4-1 win against DC. 3-1 win over Charlotte. That was back closer to the beginning of the season when things. So I mean, they've had goals in them this year.
Yeah.
But not anywhere. It's fallen off at the end of the season. That's kind of the point that we were hitting on earlier. They're just not that team that's going to go out and score a ton of goals,
right?
Especially in the form that they've been in. I mean, they've been more defensively sound at the end of the season, which is what's got them here anyway. They're just not. They're not an LA Galaxy. They're not a Columbus.
They have to depend on other means to win games, and everything's different in their tactical approach. I mean, look, we mentioned the Crew earlier. I mean, they win games differently than Red Bulls. Red Bulls win differently than LA Galaxy. So every team has their different tactical approach, tactical style, and LA's right now is definitely overcoming that of Red Bulls. And I mentioned again, how much would Andres Reyes change this match for Red Bulls? That's just a massive piece of the puzzle missing for the Red Bulls. But now can they get a goal off this corner to get back into this match?
This is what we talked about, set pieces. You got Emil Forsberg taking and look at that. Ooh. That's poorly defended.
Goal
look at
for
that.
Red Bull. There we go.
Terrible defending. We talked about it. Set piece goals. Now Red Bulls are right back in this. Now you got a game.
That's a big goal.
Abe, 3-1 still on the cards, but and they needed that. They needed that desperately. Amelia said they can score. We have a game.
Right.
Give me some entertainment. Give me some chaos. That's really what I'm here for. But look at how terrible of a defending this is. Like Nobody just puts their foot through the ball to clear it.
To be fair to the Galaxy though, it was kind of a helter skelter.
Yeah, but it's been helter skelter all season for them on set pieces. And that's the problem. Like that, and that's if this game, by that very minimal chance, goes the wrong way for LA Galaxy and it's their demise, it's going to be because of this kind of stuff. That's just terrible. You've got to do better than that.
Yeah.
Like to have one or two of those, every few games, whatever. But that's consistently the problem with LA Galaxy.
Yeah. Defense only counts in the NFL. That's for sure. So yeah, that definitely changes a lot. And now can Rebels get that second goal to make this level pegging again? And the stat they just showed, 5 of the Rebels' 7 goals in the playoffs has been scored on set pieces.
There you go.
So they are lethal on set pieces.
Interesting dynamics here, man.
Yeah.
And now they're starting to feel a little bit, I think. I would the final 15 minutes or so of this half is going to be really, really interesting.
Mm-hmm. If Red Bulls can get it to half, down just 2-1, that'll be a massive victory considering the way they started the match.
You see now they're playing a little more patient. Look at how much room over there on the right wing. And now you're essentially in a pseudo set piece situation. You force a save. Now a corner.
Here we go again.
You get yourself back in a strong position. I'm not really sure what he was trying to do there. I mean, I guess that was a shot, but like probably should have crossed that. Yeah, Milan saying LA was too busy trying to draw the foul and they forgot to defend.
Yeah.
Just send the ball, man. Clear it. Let your guys do the job. For all we just talked about for set pieces, that was a terrible corner.
Yeah. That's bad. Wrong place, wrong time. They don't score on this corner now.
Emil Forsberg, Olympico. Here we go.
Another corner.
I couldn't even see the ball. There's so much white back there behind
I know.
All right, here we go. Start getting in each other's heads a little bit.
Mm-hmm. A little gamesmanship. Getting a talking to from Gonzalez. No.
Don't make me start pulling up stuff from my pocket.
Yeah. There you go.
It's a good ball.
Shoot. He's a header now.
Yep. Oh.
Not enough. Not enough.
Right at him. That was good. That was very good. I mean, all you had to do was adjust the angle slightly either way, and we're looking at an absolute ball game. I love like kind of paying attention to like the state of the game state, whatever you want to call it, because like how quickly something, and that's the sign of a team that I don't want to say that it's the sign of a good team because it isn't always, but it's the sign of a team that doesn't know when to quit. Because, I understand we always have that old cliche 2-0, it's the most dangerous, score line in soccer. I understand that. But there are many teams in the world that when you go down 2-0, they don't know what to do. You got to give credit to the Red Bulls.
Yeah.
They scored the goal. They made it happen off a set piece, and they've looked dangerous since then. And you can tell they're kind of frustrating the Galaxy a little bit. If they want to win this game, that has to be the mindset for the next 55 minutes or so,
Right,
or plus, depending on how things go.
yeah.
Milan, you're probably a good bit ahead of us.
No spoilers, Milan. Ooh.
And Dan,
Screen.
good point too. He said, Sean Nealis avoiding that yellow earlier comes into play. That was going back to that little scuffle in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if that would have been deserving of a yellow. I think that's just gamesmanship. Nothing. I'm okay with Gonzalez not showing him a yellow for that.
Yeah. I think he's now at the point though where he's realizing he's going to have to start showing some colors just to kind of keep a lid on things.
Ilya just got booked. Yeah.
Yep.
Just gotta clear if you're. Yeah, there you go. The Red Bulls can counter now.
It's interesting too, seeing how the Galaxy are kind of settling in a little bit.
Yeah.
They're giving the Red Bulls a little bit more of the possession.
Oh, definitely. Almost daring them to do something with it.
Yep. Dan saying tactical fouls are allegedly a point of emphasis for pro, though. Yeah. I was watching Barcelona and Real Betis earlier, and there was a foul in that one where it was like it could have been considered a tactical foul, but it wasn't like your typical like let me grab the shirt and rip somebody down kind of tactical foul. But it was like the moment it happened, it was immediately straight to a yellow.
Right.
And I know that's not pro, obviously, but I think it's just kind of something that circulates throughout the refereeing organizations. Here comes Paintsel again.
The chance, throwing for LA. Yeah, Painsel's had a remarkable first half.
Yeah.
Even without the goal.
It's a fast man. You know who shut him down, though?
Who?
At least in a penalty? Braguzan.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, Red Bulls actually they're winning some dangerous balls. I mean, that's got to be a yellow too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Things are going to start getting interesting.
Yep.
With the discipline, with how Gonzalez, like you say, is disciplining these players.
Now, this is a spot on the pitch that I always get curious if teams have some kind of set piece routine, because this is a set piece. kickoff is a set piece, right? Like you take kickoff, that's a set piece. This is essentially a kickoff. Do you just float the ball into the box because you know that LA can't really defend them well? Or do you do something else kind of like off the training ground? Like, I'm curious to see kind of what they do here because obviously they didn't take it quick. They have something planned. Yeah, float it into the box right to the goalkeeper. All right, that works. And now goalkeepers are just playing ping pong.
Yeah. By the way, SEC championship game, end of the first quarter, Texas 3, Georgia nothing. Just in case people are wondering.
I don't know, man. I kind of feel like there's one more goal in this first half. I really do.
We'll see.
You give a shout to the Red Bull supporters, man. They brought it.
Mm-hmm.
The color, I mean, you know, their colors are there. They got a couple of flags. Good for them.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is interesting. LA starting to press a little higher. Now, that's where Red Bulls have to, if they want that other piece of their tool set to actually come into play, those are the balls that they've got to win. Because if LA is going to commit numbers up high, you do have a little bit of an advantage on a counter, but not if your goalkeeper puts it nowhere near anybody that's in a red shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that. I want to see that again. I mean, Peg's taken down, but like, no, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, got his leg in front of it. I mean, yeah. Fine.
What about that yellow card? That second yellow for Man City earlier. Did you see that?
Yeah. I saw the replay of it.
Ugh, so harsh.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Been watching that Barcelona game earlier. They had one, and it was a. No, I don't want to call it a counter. You just had, you know, kind of a 1v1 on the left side into the box. And what's his name? He's a defender for Barcelona. From I think the Netherlands. De Jong.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Frankie De Jong.
Yeah, Frankie De Jong. He steps on the heel of the Barcelona player. Ref didn't see it initially. Allowed him to play on. VAR comes back, checks it, goes and looks. Takes way longer to look at it than I thought he should. Pretty freaking obvious he stepped on his heel in the box, but he calls it, gets it right, and then he gives he ends up giving De Jong a red card, straight red, for dog so. And I was like, I actually kind of could argue that it wasn't dog so, but whatever. Milan said, the announcer said 2,000 Red Bull fans.
Yeah.
Dan said, credit to New Jersey for being loud. That's questionable considering it's just normal for them.
Dan is obviously not from New Jersey. Oh, good ball in. Too far.
Abe saying the other tough thing for Galaxy right now is the mindset. They settled in a 2-0 lead and relax, which is that right there is the definition of it's the most dangerous lead in soccer. You start to relax. And then he said, ride it out. Now they're under pressure every touch. They've got to ramp it back up 100%. right now, the team that wants to get to halftime is LA Galaxy.
Right. Yeah, get in with the lead.
Yep.
Like I said, if Red Bulls can go in just down 2-1, that'll be a massive benefit to them.
Yep.
Gives them something to build off of going to the break. Who do you think has had the better of the play? Sort of late on after the Red Bulls goal. Do you feel
Red
like
Bulls.
it's kind of been even, or
I think
you
it's still
feel
been
like
the Red
one
Bulls.
team?
I think the Galaxy have been a little. I mean, they're having like these kind of opportunities, right? Like where they're playing in the ball that looks to be dangerous, but they're not. They're not making it as dangerous as they were in the first 20 minutes. It's not as crisp as it was in the first 20 minutes. I think the Red Bulls have the momentum, and I'm not saying that they're like obviously they're not running all over the Galaxy. It's not one of those where it's just an absolute, crap show on one side or the other. But the Red Bulls, they're settling in. They're playing better. They're playing, better passes. They're playing smarter passes. Look at the movement here with your defensive midfield, which we were complaining about a minute ago.
Yeah.
They've adjusted a little bit, and I think it's going to carry them into the break with a little bit of momentum. But that halftime talk from the Galaxy is going to be big. Look at this. Here you go. I mean, beautiful ball down the side. If you can get there,
no, taken away. Should be what, 2-3 minutes of added time? You think?
Yeah, I'd say 3, maybe
3 minutes. Yeah,
There we
they
go.
just showed 3 minutes.
Milan saying LA with better ball movement. Red Bulls have been more opportunistic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Abe said we get a halftime concert in MLS Cup. Aren't they doing one? I don't even know because we obviously, like I said, we can't hear
I think
it.
so.
Well, I heard something
They
about
didn't
that.
do one in 2018. I'll say that. I don't think they did one last year. Did they do one last year?
No.
Yeah, I don't.
No, me and
think
Tommy
that's
were in Columbus in the press box eating lunch and talking to people at halftime last year. I don't think they did one last year.
I don't think that's the norm.
They should make Messi in Miami come play five-a-side futsal. That'd be amazing. Just pull in the goals about 40 feet.
Yeah.
Just let Messi and the crew go at it for 15 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, Dan said Warren G was pregame.
A good ball. Oh,
right
good
at
save, Cornell.
Dude, yeah, but like Cornell, like that's like he's getting frustrated. Where's your counter opportunity here? Like you've got a minute and a half. You've been on the front foot for the past 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Go. Like get numbers back going the other way. You don't have time to try to build up out of the back. And yeah, going back to what we talked about before the match, 74 degrees, it's not
scorching.
It's not miserable to play in. I mean, look, it's hotter than maybe like your absolute optimal temperature. And here we go. Another set piece coming.
Yeah.
But it's not to the point where it's like, oh my God, I'm dying out here. Like, Abe, like we've done the 2 years of the Atlanta media games, come out there in the 95, 100 degree heat here in Georgia. Then you're like, okay, that definitely changes things. 74 is beautiful soccer weather, man. That shouldn't have much of an effect. That was terrible.
Can LA break?
Paint's still coming on.
No. One more chance before half? Probably not. Let's see. Gonna let him go. One more chance.
Yeah, he said I thought they were going to cancel it the first year. It was like 91. Yeah, the heat index that day was like 102. Like 91 was the actual temperature, and it was just like miserably hot outside. It was so much fun though, but it was so bad. So
Yeah.
hot.
I bet. Nothing. It's halftime. All right. 2-1 at the break.
It's a good game.
The Red Bulls got rattled a little bit, but they fought back to get that goal in. They're going to have to chase the rest of the match. I'm sure that's the message. Interested to hear what the message is from Sandro Schwartz to his team in the locker room. Interested to hear what Greg Vanny's message to his team is in the locker room. Maybe don't settle, don't sit back. You know, we have to come out the protagonist in the second half and get that second goal or that third goal. That third goal is going to be so important because that's just going to give them all the momentum, and that's going to give Red Bulls even more of a task. So Galaxy have to come out and get that next goal as quickly as possible, and then just control the match from there. Put in your substitutes, maybe some defensive-minded substitutes to keep the Red Bulls at arm's length, and hopefully for them, get this to the finish line. I'm sure, and the same obviously for the Red Bulls. Just they gotta. Obviously, it's 45 minutes, but they can't mess about. They have to get this goal, get back into this match.
The Red Bulls have the momentum right now. Even if it's if you know, I always look at it kind of in that out of 100%, is it 60-40? Is it 50-50? Is it 70-30? You know, in this case, the Red Bulls have a little bit of the edge. They're feeling it after that goal because this was all LA Galaxy in the first 20 minutes, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
But the Red Bulls have played to their strengths. They've had the set piece opportunities. And you saw right there at the very end of the match, when time is running out, some teams would say, hey, let's take this ball quick and create an opportunity. But if the ref is allowing you to take the time on a free kick and your strength is set pieces and your defense that you're playing against, their weakness is set pieces, take the set piece, like set up and do it properly. It's playing smart. The momentum is all in their favor. That's not to say that the Galaxy aren't going to come out and come back into this game strong, because Greg Vanny's going to have that conversation in the locker room and he's going to make some things clear. But this game's not going to end 2-1. I just don't see that happening. And Abe saying the big takeaway from the first half is 3-1 still in play. It's still there, baby.
And credit to the Red Bulls. They could have just packed it in. They could have just just laid down.
I mean, I would have hated them even more for eternity if they'd done that in MLS Cup. But yes.
Yeah. But credit to them for fighting back and keeping this in arm's length. So we'll see what happens as the second half gets underway here in a little bit. But yeah, 2-1. I'm going to pull up the stats here for both teams, just as we're kind of at halftime. So halftime stats: Red Bulls 53.6% to 46.4% possession. LA 7 shots to 4, 4 shots to 3. Shots on goal. LA lead in that department. 4 corners for the Red Bulls, 3 for the Galaxy. 2 saves each. So that's where we stand at halftime.
Yeah, it's been I think you watch some soccer matches where it's just back and forth. Both teams are feeling each other out. One team might have a breakthrough. The other team, though, continues to play their game. And it never feels like that momentum shift ever happens one way or the other, because they're both just playing like good football. This is one of those games where this first half felt like two halves. It felt like the statistics were all in LA's favor in the first 20 minutes. But then Rebels, they nick the goal, and then they grow into it, and then their stats start increasing, which is why I personally not a big fan of stats. Like
Only side that matters is the score line.
the score. Like look, the eye test is big
Yeah.
because the stats would tell you that this was 45 minutes of like both teams playing good football. This was 45 minutes of the LA Galaxy doing what they do well, which is scoring goals. And then it was 45 minutes of the Red Bulls doing what they do well and their own strengths, which is set pieces and getting in, making something happen in dangerous opportunities. If you're looking from a pure, like pretty football standpoint, I mean, you give that edge to the Galaxy for sure, but pretty football doesn't win in games always, unless you're Man City. And it's not doing that lately anyway. So
we mentioned too, most of the Red Bulls goals have been from set pieces. At some point, they're going to have to create from open play, don't you think? Like to build up from open play, maybe hit the Galaxy on the counter or something like that.
I think if they want to win this game, I don't know that relying on set pieces for 90 or 120 minutes is going to be enough.
Right.
So yeah, I think at some point you have to go and at least hit on a counter, but they started, what did I say in the 20th minute? They have to start playing through LA Galaxy, and they started to kind of do that at the end of the half. Yeah. They're progressing the ball into the final third just by playing through the Galaxy.
Yeah.
If they can continue to do that, those opportunities will come. Now, maybe it's not from open play. Maybe they play through the Galaxy, they get into the final third, and the Galaxy make a silly foul, and you're looking at another set piece. But it's ultimately going to be because they've settled in a little bit and they're not relying on this like frantic, chaotic back and forth football where you're running yourself ragged. Because if 120 minutes, if it's a draw at 90 and that extra time comes into play, that's where the Red Bulls are going to fall, because I understand it's 74 degrees, but the Red Bulls, we know the kind of soccer they play, typically that high pressing kind of soccer. But if they can keep the ball for a little bit, feel comfortable with it, and give themselves time to catch their breath, that's where it can make a difference, at the very end of the match.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, if this goes to penalties, who does that benefit? Does that benefit the Red Bulls or the Galaxy? I have to say the Red Bulls in that case, because this is that's not all they've won. That's not the only way they've won is in penalties. But I think they've won twice or 3 times in the playoffs in penalties, so they have the experience. They know what it's like to win in penalties. Galaxy are going to win this game of regulation. They don't want to mess about, in extra time, in penalties or anything like that. They smell blood in the water, and they want to put an end to this. And that's why that third goal is so important coming out of the locker room, because it really obviously puts a pressure on the Red Bulls. So
yeah,
that's just my take.
John McCarthy has been very up and down. I'll put it that way. The most consistent one throughout the playoffs. Now, this game has been interesting, but throughout the playoffs, Carlos Cornell has been the guy that's not named Brad Gazan. He's done the job. And I think from a pure goalkeeping perspective, just in terms of shot stopping, you're liking your chances with Cornell, but then you have to go back to John McCarthy and remember that he won. We talked about it on Monday with Jake Ziven. He won MLS MVP in an MLS Cup.
Yeah.
Because of his ability to stop penalties.
Yeah.
Which you would think would just automatically give you so much street cred with a game like this, to where you feel like, oh, I'm the favorite, but you're not. I don't think so, because you've been very up and down, very, very sketchy at moments. And I don't think he's had a bad game here. I think you had one, like your defense didn't do you any favors, but that was going to be a hard goal to stop no matter what. So yeah, I think if I'm Red Bulls, I'm liking my chances, especially now. If this right now, if we were having this conversation after the final whistle at 90 minutes, I would 100% be saying, like, without a doubt, Red Bulls are going into this and they like everything they see because they also have the momentum. But 45 minutes from now, that momentum can change, and you never know what might be happening in the second half. So,
yeah. Emilio's saying this is still a game. Absolutely
100%.
is. Absolutely is. But again, who gets that first goal out of the locker room?
I mean, I want to say Galaxy only because I'm sticking with my 3-1 prediction.
Yeah.
Omar saying it's Barry time. Maybe we'll see Miguel Barry.
Berry tie time. No, I'm just kidding. Update from the SEC Championship. It is 6-3 with 6:43 left in
Look at
the
our buddy Dax McCarty.
second half. Yeah.
So,
So
6-3.
defensive, 6-3 Texas. Defensive battle at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Well, Georgia hasn't really done anything with the football. So far, at least. I'm trying to pull up the stats. Georgia has like 53 yards on, just 53 yards of total offense.
Yeah,
In 3 drives?
not what you expect.
Yeah, Texas should be up like 20-0, 20-3, or something like that. I'm sure Abe's watching as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Look at Nagby. That's cool.
our guy, Thronton Nagby, winning the MLS Audi Impact Award.
Yep.
The goals drive progress impact award. Good for him.
100.
Yeah, I wonder if we do see Dax in the studio in 2025.
I'd be shocked if we don't, man.
Yeah, he has
Absolutely shocked.
He definitely has that presence.
Yeah.
He
knows
definitely
the
has
game,
that presence.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously he and Sasha, I think, played together in LA.
Yeah,
I'm not
and he
mistaken.
played
Played
with
with everybody.
Yeah.
No, he never did play for LA. I'm
He
sorry.
never but he played with BWP up in
Up
Red Bulls,
in
right?
New York, Red Bulls, yeah, for sure. So a little reunion there.
Definitely played
BWP
against
and
Sasha though.
Dax. Yeah, sorry. No, they played together. That's right. They played together for the Red Bulls.
Okay.
I'm sure they played together. I mean, he's played with everybody.
Yeah. I was gonna say if it wasn't out in
16.
LA, it was probably at Red Bulls.
Yeah. So they were teammates in 2015 and 2016. He and Sasha, and then Brett Wright Phillips. Of course, is a legend. How does Wright Phillips feel? How does Sasha feel?
I mean, Sasha is literally angel and devil on his shoulder, jumping back and forth, doing Ring Around the Rosie. BWP, I mean, he's holding out hope. He might as well be up in the supporter section with the Red Bulls fans. I'm surprised
he did play for both.
Red.
Yeah, you're right. Sasha did play for both sides. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, BWP, he cut his chops with the Red Bulls, so
The legend.
you know he wants it, and you know his fans want it so bad. I mean, you saw the stats earlier in the broadcast, but you have, I think, 10 total trophies for the Galaxy to the Red Bulls 3.
Yeah.
And I forget how many appearances in MLS Cup, but the Red Bulls, I think, only had 2 in their entire existence. So it's lopsided. And we talked about that on Monday as well. You know, this is like, for all intents and purposes, it's New York versus LA. It's 2 big time markets.
Yeah.
But you go into it feeling like, just from the team perspective, the Galaxy's definitely the favorite. They still are. You know,
Yeah.
They're winning right now. For all that we've given the Red Bulls in the past 20 minutes, I mean, the LA Galaxy, this is not necessarily a negative position to be in. Do they have the momentum coming into the second half? Probably not.
Yeah.
But anything can change coming out of that locker room at any sport, whether we're talking about, you know, football, college football, basketball, like whatever. Those halftime talks can be the absolute game changer. And at the end of the day, they're still winning right now. If
Yeah.
the Red Bulls can't score a goal, it doesn't matter. So
So I have MLS Cup on my laptop and the SEC Championship game on my phone. So kind of
keeping an eye on
dual
everything.
screens. Yeah. Tyler's going to dip out real quick, so he'll be back
Momentarily.
shortly. But good to hold
I
it
shall
down.
be right back.
Kudos.
Y'all can stare at my beautiful fireplace while I'm gone. I'll be back.
We need like a fire going, like a
You know,
or something like
I
that.
was actually gonna light a fire and do this, except for the fact that like I'm sitting right in front of the fireplace, and
Yeah.
it's actually like pretty good today. It's like mild outside.
Yeah.
So, but like we've had fires going for like the past week, it feels like.
Yeah.
And of course, the one day I was like, oh, you know what? We're going to do this Watchalong. I'm going to sit in front of the fireplace. I could have it
Yeah.
going over my shoulder. I would
Right.
be dying right now, especially with the hoodie
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Be a little problematic.
Yeah.
All
All right. I'll
right.
be back momentarily.
Abe is doing the real multitasking. SEC Championship, MLS Cup, UC prelims, boxing. Abe has it all going on. ACC or SEC Championship game, like we said, it's not been the most exciting, especially if you're a Georgia fan. Like they've done absolutely nothing with the football. Again, scarvesandspikes.com. That's your gateway to everything Scarves and Spikes. Got our links to our social accounts on X, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, or Instagram. Link to our store, link to our Patreon. Of course, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, share. Definitely helps us out a lot as we look to expand and grow this thing in 2024, 2025, and beyond. Second half almost underway. Well, while we wait for that, here's another stat for you. Jovic, fifth player in MLS history to score at least 6 goals in a single postseason, and the first is Robbie Keane, former LA Galaxy player in 2012. Second half gets underway. I say Robbie Keane, former LA Galaxy player, among other teams, of course. LA Galaxy, of course, not the only team he played for, but just tying it all together. Omer, what is the over under Barry scoring a banger game winner? That's a good question. Well, I don't see that happening now. Maybe he gets one next one late. We'll see. To pad the margin. Does he even get into the match? Is the question. We'll see. Depending on the game state. Have to imagine if LA gets a third goal, he'll switch more. Fanny will switch more defensive. Colonel has Illinois high school basketball on his laptop, MLS Cup on his iPad, us on his iPhone, SEC championship game in the background on DirecTV. Still pretty impressive, Colonel. Greg Vanny always looks so intense on the sideline. Omer, who is our new coach, please don't say Curtin. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Omer, but I think it's going to be Jim Curtin. As much as some Atlanta fans don't want that to happen, I think it is Jim Curtin.
I heard
Right,
Jim
Tyler?
Curtin. I don't know. Maybe it might be Jim. I think Atlanta fans have to come to the realization that there is a strong possibility it could be Jim Curtin leading this team in 2025. I'm not saying it is.
I'm gonna throw out a unpopular opinion here. I'm gonna throw this out.
This is going to be really unpopular. I'm telling you right now.
The more, and I'm not just saying this because he could be a candidate for the head coaching job. The more I read his comments, the more I feel like he may have been taken a little out of context. It was kind of kind of a backhanded compliment to the Atlanta United fan base, 100%. But I feel like people have kind of focused on you have to check their driver's licenses, they're the party portion of it, and just taking it and run with it. That's just what I think. The more I read his comments, so
I mean,
that's just me. You know where to find me on social media. So
I think he's gonna if he's the one that shows up and is the head coach of Atlanta United, he's gonna have to make another comment about those comments.
He'll be asked about it.
He can instantly settle himself in and draw in a lot of goodwill by just answering that question and making it funny, and being good a personality about it.
Yeah, he's good. I imagine he'll be asked about it, and his response will be, I was taking it out of context. Because
don't say that. I don't want him to say that. Own what you said. Don't say it was out of context. Own what you said.
He did say it's amazing what they've done in Atlanta. He did say that. He did credit Atlanta for what they've built.
Yeah.
So give him credit for that, but let's not be so quick to, if and when he is named head coach, let's not be so quick to come after him,
That first TIFO better be a driver's license. That's all I'm saying. With Jim's face on it. Omar said he's already got his pitchforks. I'll bring the torches, Omar. Let's go.
Yeah.
Red Bulls. Okay.
Yeah.
Emilio said, I'm okay with Curtin if they don't play Union style, which some have said he had to because of Union spending. He said, I don't care about the comments at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I think really at the end of the day, whoever shows up here in Atlanta, fans just want them to win. That's all that matters.
No, exactly. Just win and all will be forgiven.
Hey, this might be the team that actually gets him a trophy.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. I think the big thing too is the Union style of football has been perceived as negative. I mean, which in some respects it is, but you wonder how much of that is coming from Ernst Tanner and his philosophy more than Jim Curtin's philosophy. That being said, a guy like Jose Martinez was an absolute pest to play against, and I'm sure there are very few MLS players that weren't happy to see him leave MLS.
Yeah.
So,
And Dan saying I want to be entertained though, 100%. And that's I think my biggest concern about Jim Curtin possibly coming in. Amar said he's 4-2-3-1 possession based style. My biggest concern is that we haven't seen Jim Curtin adapt to any other type of formation or style of football. He kind of adopted that that midfield diamond that was very, very good for the group that he had while it lasted. But it was a very niche kind of thing, right? Like they're the only team that was doing it in MLS. And I just haven't seen him be able to adapt off of that in his entire time at Philly. And so that makes me concerned. Like, is he just going to stick with what he's always done? I don't want that. I want a guy, for all the issues that people had about Rob Valentino being here. Rob, he tried something new based on the opponent he was playing. And I think there's something to be said about that. You don't I understand having an identity and sticking to it. I'll always remember one of the very first interviews we ever did on this show was Chattanooga FC's head coach, Rod Underwood.
Yeah.
And he said, we play our style of play, and why should we change it? Good chance for Galaxy here. Ooh.
Yeah.
Why should we change it ever? Because we're not going to play that way.
Yeah.
I get that when it's working.
Yeah.
And when you have the talent to make it work.
And we saw that with DeBoer. I mean, it's nearly mutiny in the locker room, but he changed, and the team was better for it. They came close to back-to-back MLS Cup appearances. But you have to be flexible. You have to evolve with MLS. And some respects, Curtin may have to evolve with what the roster looks like and what the players bring, who the players are that Lagerwey brings in. Because look, like I always said, I want to bring in a speedy forward, and that doesn't really jive fully with what Curtin's preferred tactical style is. So we'll see. Maybe it's kind of the best of both worlds. So we'll see how that kind of develops.
Yeah,
if it is Curtin.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, whoever it is, that's who it is. That's just you have to hope that whatever they do is enough to. At the end of the day, you just have to win. I mean, that cures everything. Yeah. But I think I remember 2019 like it was yesterday, and I remember I'll be the first one to say, man, we're winning games, and I was like, but we're not winning them fun. Right. And it sounds, and I know we've heard it all. The comments about that from Frank DeBoer talking about, the fan base is spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was such a good position to be in. And I understand you can't stay that way forever, especially in MLS. But man, it was nice while it freaking lasted. Right. And
I think fans just want to see wins.
But that's it though. At the end of the day, if you're winning, even if you're making people frustrated, it is what it is, because the thing about that year, the fans are still packing that stadium out week in and week out. I remember I was absolutely at the middle of the season Atlanta United Red Bulls match at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and that one actually ended up 3-3, and it was a crazy game. That place, it was up there in attendance with MLS Cup. It was close. The fans were still showing up. Now, was it as fun to watch? No, not necessarily. But God, you were winning. Yeah. You were winning. You made it. You almost made it to MLS Cup for a second year in a row. I'll take that. I'll take that all day.
Yeah.
Milan said, does waiting so long to name replacements make anyone else think maybe it's not Henderson and Curtin?
I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily the case.
I think
The thing is, we haven't seen any names connected to the job outside of Curtin and Vieira. Vieira, of course, is off the board.
and
But
keep in mind,
remember,
Curtin was before.
yeah, he was linked to the job. Yeah, before he got fired.
Yep.
I mean, if anything, that leads us to believe that Lagerwey is not afraid to go for names inside the league already. I saw some people saying Paolo Mastroeni from RSL. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's a name that's kind of been floated by some people.
I was really interested in the press conference with
Mhm.
Garth when we were on there, because one of the things that
Yeah.
was asked, actually, I don't remember the question that was asked because we talked about so much, but one of his answers that I remember was about the experience. Here we go. Chance.
Oh, yeah.
It was a solid chance for the Red Bulls again. And here they
Mhm.
are coming again. Okay. Omar said, I've been saying Pablo Sydney. Give me the credit.
Yeah.
But no, one of the things he said was
Whatever.
like about experience
Yeah.
in MLS. And he kind of pushed back. I think it was Felipe that might have asked that question, but he kind of like pushed back on it a little bit and saying like, it's not just MLS experience that we're looking for, which is a little bit of a contrast. I think this is going to be offside, but this is a really good chance for the Galaxy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, offside. But I think coming off what he said when he first got to Atlanta, he was very dead set on like, I want MLS experience. I want guys that know the league.
Yeah.
I think that's changed slightly because I think maybe he sees a little bit in terms of kind of that vibe that a lot of people feel where you have a lot of the MLS coaches that are just recycled across different teams. And at some point, you have to look at these coaches and say, like, you're not winning anything. Like, you might be a good coach, but you're not good enough.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Jim Curtin because he's been with Philly for so long, but there's other names out there that I'm like, but you can shoot bigger than that, And it's no disrespect to them, but Atlanta has the money to go out and pay for a big time coach.
Like he said himself,
we're
not. Yeah, he said himself, we're not. We don't want to take chances. Like they have the means to swing for the fences.
Yeah.
Not too many chances in the second half so far for either side.
No, I can't believe we're in the 60th minute, 61st.
I know things have gone by quickly. Here comes the Galaxy, though.
I mean, the Red Bulls have had the
you start to say it again.
I was just saying the Red Bulls have had the one really good chance so far.
Yeah. Start to wonder.
Speedo.
Yeah.
Wonderful press conference.
Right. Yeah. No, you start to wonder though. Substitutions. We're almost at that point where we are at the point where you start to go to your bench saying, who do we bring in for this final stretch of normal time? Here's a half chance for the Galaxy.
Way too much time there.
Yeah. It's painful.
Still painful. Traffic. Here we go. There it is. Yeah, I mean, look, if I'm playing top 11 or Football Manager at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think this is the one game where I'm giving them maybe if I were to take somebody out at 65 or 70, I might give them 75, maybe even 80. But I think at some point, though, the Galaxy has to start looking at Marco Royce and saying, hey, dude, you're good enough to be put on the bench. You're healthy enough to be put on the bench. It's time to go play. Like, this is it. No matter what happens today, you've got 2 months of rest. And I know that's dangerous talk for a, sports science, guy.
Right.
But I think you got to look at the guy that you spent all this money to bring in. the guy that is the like for like replacement
Yeah.
for all intents and purposes for Ricky Pooch. Put him on the field. That's the only one that I'm looking at. I mean, the Red Bulls, I think you just got to suck it up and play because that right now they've got their best 11 out there.
Yeah.
Omar said, "Bring in Barry." Yeah, Barry's got to make an appearance at some point. If that man gets a ring in an MLS Cup,
Yeah.
which he probably will, Tommy, y'all have to be insufferable to Tommy. Say it.
See about these substitutes coming up. Couple subs for the Red Bulls.
Is that 11 or 48? Who we got?
Let's see.
Manuel.
Yeah, AS Manuel
Duncor.
and
Ronald Duncor. So at halftime, we're right before halftime. Got a phone call from my wife's cousin, and I was like, he called, and like when you get your voicemails, and it's like the transcripted voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
He called, and then I got a text. I thought it was a text right after that, and it said, "Please pick up your phone."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh no, like what's going on?" Because last night.
Oh, here's the Galaxy.
Here we go.
Oh
my goodness! Oh, you might regret that later. It's a good chance.
Wow.
Good chance.
He has to score. I mean, to his credit, he's not a striker, but
yeah, but still, man.
Was that Yoshida or?
Yeah, I think so.
Was just been his 4th MLS goal.
Just on the outside of the
box. Look at Jenny Taft in the background.
Meme. Red Bull, Amelia saying Red Bull leads in possession right now, 53-47. That is not a stat that I thought we would see in this game at all. I gotta say, I'm kind of surprised Van Zier's coming off for that though. Though I don't really know where you would put either of the ones you just brought on had him not been one of the ones that came off. But I mean, look at all the space on the right side, dude. You got acres, you got green grass, you got a picket fence.
Yeah.
And now you got a corner, I think.
That was Yamane for Galaxy.
Goal kick it is. Okay. So anyway, calls, right? And I get this transcript. I thought it was a text. It said, "Please pick up your phone." So on the slide, I'm like telling my wife, like, "Hey, cousin's calling."
Yeah.
Well, he's actively calling her then. So family's Puerto Rican. Have you ever had coquito?
I have not.
Do you know what it is?
No, tell me.
It is it is basically like tropical eggnog.
Yeah.
That's the best way of putting it. It's made with coconut, with condensed milk, evaporated milk, rum. It is so good. So good.
Yeah.
And it's one of those that like it especially in like traditional Puerto Rican homes, it gets made every year. But he's up in Baltimore and he's up there making it. He was calling because he was like, "Dude, I've been trying to call. I can't get the taste just how I need it, and I need some help." I thought somebody got in a car accident. I thought like somebody broke a leg. Like I didn't know what was going on. So when I got up, I went out there, and my wife was still on the phone. He's like, "I was trying to figure out like what do I need to do this coquito recipe."
Yeah. Did you figure it out?
Oh, we got it. Yeah, I think they're gonna have a Hall of Fame glass of coquito in a couple hours.
Good. Glad you got it sorted.
At the end of the day, just keep putting rum in it until you don't know anymore, and you'll be fine. I wish Atlanta United had a couple of similarly patterned flags to the ones that Rebels have, those checkered ones.
Right.
Yeah, Milan, Coquito is technically a family emergency. You are not wrong, my friend. You are not wrong. When it comes basically from November 20th through New Year, really through King's Day in January,
Yeah.
if the Coquito is not there and made properly, that is an emergency. There's a problem for sure.
Yeah.
No, I would love for Atlanta to adopt some new flags, like not get rid of the ones that they have. Like I want them to keep all the ones they have,
Yeah.
but throw in some new patterns, some different things in the supporter section. I like the checkered look,
Right.
red and black. Maybe throw in some gold like in between. That'd be kind of cool.
Definitely something to look for in 2025. A lot will be changing. So
Along with that driver's
that will
license.
be one of them.
Yeah. Milan spiked eggnogs treated the same way. Yeah. It's got to be done proper, man. You can't ruin it.
Yeah. I've not had coquito, so.
So let me ask you a question, not to call you
Yes.
out on quote unquote live TV.
Uh-oh.
Make us sound bigger.
What's
Corner
up?
for the Galaxy. Do you just not drink alcohol at all, or would you occasionally like have a drink? If
I'll drink
an
some
occasion?
wine. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
drink some wine here and there. So like I was at my fiance's family last week for Thanksgiving, and we had some wine. So yeah,
Okay.
that's wine. Not so much beer or anything like that, but yeah, that's kind of the strongest I'll go.
Okay.
A glass of wine occasionally, but
Well, so here's the thing: you make a drink like coquito, right? And it's got rum in it, but it's not like you're drinking a bottle of rum.
yeah,
It's just like drinking a drink that has a little bit of alcohol in it. If we make it this year and we have some left over, I'll let you try it because I promise you. Do you like coconut?
yeah.
If you like coconut, you will love this stuff. It is like the holiday
I may
nectar
have a
of the
sip.
gods. At least
I may
try.
have a sip. What are you drinking right now, by the way?
This is
I didn't ask
it's
you.
literally just called Holiday Ale. It's actually from Aldi.
Oh, from Aldi.
Yeah, it's so like Aldi has this.
Oh,
All right, throwing yellows.
really heat it up.
Fight. Aldi has, I guess, an agreement with like a brewery up in Wisconsin, and they make a bunch of different beers. But this one's like a Christmas beer, holiday beer. I say Christmas, just it's like cinnamon, nutmeg, like spiced.
Yeah. That's a pretty
That's definitely
that's a pretty cynical challenge by Elie.
Yeah.
Or no, that wasn't Elie. Never mind. Well, Cameron Harper.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, that
Recipe's
deserved
on
yellow.
100% deserved yellow.
The recipe's online for this. I wouldn't try coquito.
It's not hard to make. It's really not.
All right, the set piece for the Galaxy here. Good ball.
That was a really good ball.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. That was a good little sequence.
No, Red Bulls
Now
can
Rebels
break.
coming the other way. Here we go.
Good layoff.
Make the right decision.
Forsberg. Oh,
Forsberg.
he
That was your chance, buddy.
He knows it.
That was your chance. Really, really good sequence by both teams. And that's Cornell. That's doing what Cornell, that's what we talked about. That's where you have to be big.
Yeah.
I would like to see Forsberg take that first time. Might have been difficult because it came in kind of hot, but he wasn't far. He wasn't far. He might regret that one in about 20 minutes, though.
See, that's what the Red Bulls should be able to do is hit on the counter.
Yeah.
Forsberg has to do better.
I mean, seeing the second, the replay of it, that was a really good challenge.
Tackle. Yeah.
Seeing the second angle of it, he had McCarthy beat the whole way. It hit the outside of the post. I mean, it's not like he skied it. It's not like he sent it way wide. It was close, but still, I mean, those are the moments that define games like this.
Yeah.
It's interesting though. I mean, both teams have really kind of settled into their own. Like this whole second half has been. Both teams have had opportunities. It's not as one-sided as the first half was on both sides.
Yeah.
Really good ball there.
The chance.
That's just wide.
Peck.
That's two missed chances he's offside though. Okay. But still, man, these margins are getting tight. Oh, he was offside. It's close.
They still have to put that on frame.
Yeah. Milan saying LA's ball movement is fun to watch. It is. It's fun to see the kind of back and forth and the fast-paced movement, and it's accurate, right? Like that's the biggest thing. And here we go, Marco Royce. This is going to be your X factor for this match for sure. If he can get going, then that 3-1 prediction will come true, I think. Amelia said the crystal ball says Red Bulls.
We'll see.
All right. Red Bulls got to get some numbers back. Ooh, right at Cornell. Here he is trying to take it quick again. Like, where you guys at? Come on. All right, yeah, let's slow it down. Let's play the opposite of how we should play.
Yeah.
What do I know, though? I'm sitting here in a house in Georgia, halfway commentating on a game that has nothing to do with my team. Ooh. Definitely opened up a lot.
Yeah. Ooh.
I like what they were trying there. It was a smart move to try to bop it back into the center of the box and see if somebody can get ahead on it. Yeah, Milan, these shadows suck. You know where you don't have
I know
shadows? Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Yeah.
To be fair, I actually love like soccer specific stadiums, like the open air kind of feel. Usually. But watching them on TV in any league in the world in late afternoon sucks.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was closer than it probably should have been.
Mm.
You can't. Okay, yeah.
Oh, that was the replay.
Painsel's just so fast, dude.
Yeah.
That only works because of how quick he is. And the fact that he's like tripping out about that shirt. I mean, good for him because it was clearly planned beforehand.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody missed their mark and didn't do their job there, but that's cool. I'm glad that they were able to do something like that.
Yeah. Jovic coming up for Fagundes.
Not Miguel Berry.
Yeah.
Shame. This would be that game where Miguel Berry pulls one of those only goal that he scored in Atlanta kind of goals.
Yeah.
Ooh. So my house right now
Yeah.
smells amazing. My wife is making Puerto Rican food,
Nice.
and I'm starving.
What's she making?
Some like chicken, like drumsticks, like some Puerto Rican like chicken, and then rice. Very, very like traditional Puerto Rican meal.
Didn't invite me.
Hey, come on, buddy. Come on down. There's plenty. You have to fight with my 4 kids, but there's plenty.
Yeah.
Dan said, yeah, Crappleberry all you want, but he still outscored Jurgen Damm.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Jurgen Damm is doing our intro and Miguel Berry is not. Abe said it's about time for Red Bulls to get entertainingly reckless. Yes.
Right.
This is where all third-party watchers and people that don't have a dog in this fight, this is where it gets interesting.
Yeah.
Please pull a draw. That's not the way you do it. Don't kick the ball over the touchline. I want to see this go to 120.
Do any of these teams want to see it go 120 though?
Carson Beck is injured, possibly.
Oh yeah. Who's their backup? I forget.
I'm
Jaden
not the one to
Rashad.
ask.
Or Gunnar Stockton. It's a 5-star kid. From right outside Athens. Or 4-star right outside Athens. So.
They're going to have to start picking up the tempo.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh. I thought he might have pulled that turnover.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gotten late quickly, 83rd minute.
Yep. Ooh. Oh, what a ball. I think he was still on his side of the pitch when that came through. So I don't think you got to worry about offside.
Yeah.
Of course, it doesn't matter if you're just going to recycle it back, which, to be fair, that's the smart move at this point, I think.
Yeah.
You got to go. You got to go.
It's a foul, a free kick, or substitution.
Oh, okay. We're making subs.
Yeah.
Sorry. Fair. I was about to say, I was about to get really upset from a soccer discipline standpoint. Like, what are you doing? This is where I scream at my kids. Like, y'all are losing. Kick the ball. Let's go.
Wiki Carmona coming in for Edelman. Or, yeah, Wiki Carmona coming in for Edelman.
I still think this ends 3-1.
Think so?
I do. I think it's going to be because Red Bulls are going to start getting anxious and doing some silly stuff, kind of like Abe was saying, get a little reckless. Yeah. And I think the Galaxy, though it's not their norm, they're going to hit on a counter and ice the game. Alice saying this has been a fun game. It really has. Actually, really entertaining. Even in the second half when you don't have the goals like you did the first. There we go though. Red Bulls coming in.
See.
Woo!
Good tackle.
Really good tackle. But corner. So another set piece. Here we go. It's like my worst fear. Not really, but this is my worst fear is having an MLS Cup that's like 0-0.
Yeah.
Or 1-0. Like I want something fun to watch, man. Just give me, give me something. Now, if Atlanta United were in it and they were winning 1-0 and that's how they won it, I could care less. But as a nobody nobody that has a dog in the fight, I'm like, dude, let's go. I want chaos. I want football scores, like American football scores.
Yeah.
Here we go. So it looks, though, like the Galaxy has really just decided to rein it in and slow things down a lot.
I don't know if that's the best idea.
I don't either. Like your strengths are when you're right in the face of other teams and you're pushing forward and you're using your speed. And we've seen so many teams in MLS get absolutely bit in the rear end because they start turning on the dark arts a little too early.
Right.
And I'm sorry, but the Galaxy, like, you're not running it into the corner and fighting off defenders. You're not flopping around like you're Jim Curtin, Philadelphia. Like, you're not taking the true dark arts class at Hogwarts. Like, I guess that's a little backwards. Hogwarts wouldn't teach dark arts, whatever.
Right.
Sorry. But you're not doing what you need to do here. Like, if you're going to slow the game down, slow the game down.
Yeah.
Like, play the dark arts game. And at this point, you're getting into the final third, and then you're just like, all right, well, let me kick the ball around. Then you're turning it back over, and you're giving Red Bulls an opportunity to get back into it, which is exactly what they're doing right now. Milan said the dim arts. Yeah. Little clap on, clap off type deal.
Yeah.
Well, you got 3 minutes plus a little bit to figure something out.
I feel like there's not going to be a lot of stoppage time added on.
I don't think so.
Like 8 minutes.
Maybe now.
Not 8 minutes, 3 minutes. Looks like Dunkor's elbow catches.
Oh, yeah.
Garces.
Right in the eye socket.
Yeah. Hope he's okay.
Now, this is the dark arts, though. He's okay.
Oh, it's Berg, his elbow.
I'll always remember opening day of 2023, though, when I was so irritated with what we refer to as the dark arts.
Yeah.
San Jose was flopping to the point like where my family was in the stands at that game. And they were texting me because I was up in the press box, and they're like, God, the San Jose, they just fall over.
Yeah.
Because they were winning at that point, right?
Yeah.
And then Thiago Almada did what he did in that game, and absolutely, I mean, like one of Atlanta's like most historic games, I think, just in what he did in stoppage time. But got to be careful. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
When it's a game like this, when you're, it's one thing if you're up 2 goals and you have, 2 minutes and then stoppage time.
Yeah.
But if Red Bulls nicks a goal because of the stoppage time that you've now added on, you might regret it.
Yeah, I know.
In extra time.
I know. So, wonder how much added time is going to be added on because of this injury.
Well, I mean, at this point, you're looking at
4 or
least 2
5
minutes. Like 2 minutes without anything else taken into consideration.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I do hope that Garces is okay.
Yeah.
He's been down for a little bit.
Amelia says 6 minutes is what he's thinking. I could see 5 or 6.
Yeah. Oh, he's walking off under some power. Good to see.
And then, Dan saying about 30 seconds per each sub. You've had a handful of those. So
6 minutes.
Called it. Emilio, good job.
It'll be a long 6 minutes for the Galaxy.
Yes, it is.
It is. Excuse me. Wonder if you I was gonna say I wonder if you've been defensive subs, but you gotta wonder where you got penalties if you get that far. So that's definitely under consideration now. This game is so tight at this point. Ball in.
It's a good ball. Bicycle kick to clear the ball. Hey, do what you got to do, buddy.
Yeah. Place it anywhere.
I don't think you're going to beat him.
Look at that. What a run. What a run.
No help, though. No help.
Well, it takes time off the clock for LA, though. Either way. Surprised we haven't seen Peck have a bigger impact on this game tonight.
Yeah, me too.
Speaking of.
Me too.
I mean, that was a really good run by him to take time off the clock.
It was long enough of a run for Milan to type out this run is insane. Abe said about the time Red Bulls get desperate. Surprised they didn't push like this sooner. Yeah, I mean, I would have expected this like in the 70th minute, just because of the stakes. It's MLS Cup. Like, I understand wanting to play smart and not leave yourself exposed, but you're still down a goal.
Yeah.
Because for everything they did at the end of the first half and what they're doing right now, none of it means anything, and nobody's ever going to remember it.
Yeah.
If they don't pull an equalizer.
Mm-hmm.
They're knocking on the door, though.
Let's see. Forsberg. Ball in.
Ooh.
Oh
my goodness.
Wow.
Woo.
That was close. Replay. Oh, they had to. That was a nice clearance.
Yeah.
Still had to get it on frame.
And then
Jalen Neal coming in.
This is a time wasting sub.
Yeah. For Paintsel.
For Paintsel, this is a time wasting sub. You're putting a lot of eggs in that basket because if Red Bulls pulls out the equalizer in the next 3 minutes,
yeah,
you're gonna regret not having Paintsel on the field for the next 30. Yeah, Milan, don't know about the sub.
Jovic is off too, right?
Yeah,
Jovic is off.
Yep.
So that's the line you have to walk in playoffs.
Yep.
Because there's no there's a possibility of penalties. Offside.
I don't think so.
Oh, foul.
They're trying to call foul like a head injury, but
yeah.
Again, that's the dark arts coming in.
Yeah.
They don't have to stop, and this is exactly what happened. Atlanta
versus
up anyway.
Miami.
All right. So
No
this
more
will suck
time
off
wasting.
another 45 seconds if John McCarthy plays it right, which he is. He's down on the ground holding his shoulder. Ow, I'm hurting. We'll see how long it takes him to get up.
At least miraculously better.
He's super quick. Oh, my arm. All right, put that ball back into play way quicker than I would have expected. I'm actually really disappointed.
Good for McCarthy too if Galaxy do end up winning, because that would have been a championship for either LA side.
Yep. I think he'd be the only player to ever, obviously LAFC is so new, relatively speaking, but I think he'd be the only player ever to play for both and win an MLS Cup, right?
Yeah. Oh.
That was a dangerous header had it been about
get on
6 yards closer.
Yeah, he's messing around a little bit.
All right, 1 minute. Here we go.
Yeah.
You got one coach screaming, hey, 1 minute.
Yeah.
The other coach screaming, hey, 1 minute, in a totally different context. One saying, hold on to your butts. The other saying, freaking go.
Yeah. Good clearance. There we go. This is it for Red Bulls. Nope. Oh, good recovery.
That was really good. Really good to win that ball.
This is it. Gotta hurry. Push forward. Push forward. Take the space.
I don't know if I like that.
Could still be there.
Oh.
That's it.
Watch out for the penalty. That's got to be it.
That's it.
There it is.
Congratulations.
LA Galaxy. Abe, I'm so sorry. They sucked so bad they couldn't get one more goal and make our prediction right.
What's going on here? What's going on?
Oh, maybe he didn't blow the whistle. He didn't blow the whistle.
Wow.
Abe, there's still hope.
I know.
Wow. Good for the ref though.
Yeah.
For sticking to it though and saying, you know what? No, I haven't ended the game yet. Y'all get off the freaking field.
I know. Oh, it's offside. Milana.
I mean, it'll be over in a matter of seconds, but still.
That's funny.
So now I wonder if he lets it go a little bit longer, though.
No, I don't think so.
I don't either, but you never know. Maybe he feels insulted by Galaxy that they all ran onto the field assuming. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's it.
3-1. 3-1. Please let it be 3-1. No, don't dark arts it now. You had all game to do this crap. Put the ball in the box. There it is.
Now it's over.
All right. Congrats, Galaxy.
Funny.
Ricky Pooch running out there on his torn ACL for the second time.
Twice.
Wow.
Look at John
Crying.
McCarthy.
Yeah, he's
in
crying.
tears.
Good for the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I mean, the better team won, if we're
Oh,
being
for
honest.
sure. McCarthy, that's a great moment. Look at the emotion in his face.
Yeah. What a game, though. I mean,
Yeah. Vanny's walking out there like business as usual. Like
Yeah.
they just won a game in the middle of July.
it's a preseason game.
Well, this was fun.
This was fun. Amelia said the Red Bulls still have their dinner plate as their crowning achievement. Yes,
For
they
the
do.
son of Baconator, as Mike Conti called it.
Classic.
Yeah.
Hey, good for the Red Bull supporters, though, standing there with their scarves raised.
Yeah.
It was a valiant effort by the Red Bulls, I will say. Like it was a good game. And as somebody that doesn't have a dog in the fight, I'll take that kind of game over a 0-0 boring, crap show any day of the week.
Yeah.
But like we said, the better team won.
No, for sure.
Happy for Ricky Pooch too, though.
Yeah, good for
I'm
him.
happy to see that the rest of his team could finish the job for him
Yeah.
because that would have been a tough pill to swallow had he got them that far, and then they petered out right at the very end.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. Glad you could stop by. It's been a lot of fun doing this with you. Again, if you're a neutral watching the channel, or if you're LA, as you look at Corey Burke being molten at his face right now, if you're LA Galaxy fan, Red Bulls fan, or MLS fan in particular, scarsandspecks.com. It's where you find all of our latest and Lady United news. Like, subscribe, share, let us know what you think. Join us. It's going to be a busy off season for Lady United, and we'll be here to cover it all.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you stopping by, and congrats again to the Galaxy for winning MLS Cup.
Yeah.
We'll
Good
see you
stuff.
next time.
And you still have a normal part of the day left to go do.
Yeah. Go watch the rest of the SEC championship game.
That's right.
Just started the second half. So we appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching.
Appreciate it, y'all.
So long.
Hey, appreciate you hanging out. See y'all.
Thanks, everyone.